Was ist los? It's your German boy here, and welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings. Now, in the last episode, as we continue to settle into our routine as members of the Soaring Club, we used a flight simulator for the first time and kind of figured out some of the basics of piloting a glider, which was pretty cool because we also kind of got to learn a bit about how they actually work. So, where we last left off, we just got done for the day, so let's see what happens. Club activities had finished, and we're on the way home. Ageha is fanning the chest of her...
Oh? Nani? Nani mitenno?
I'm looking at a scrub who needs to get on my level, cause you ain't fucking seen heat until you've come to Arizona. You just ain't, you don't know what real heat is till you've seen it hit like 115. She senses it. Oh. Nope. You should try to be a little more ladylike.
しょうがないじゃん。胸が一番汗かくん。これって女らしいってことじゃない？
She asks as she carries on fanning herself. I get a slight feeling that she's trying to show off.
ガレージのエアコン弱くない？お尻が蒸れちゃうんだけど。
Says Kotori as she wriggles around. Then it comes to these two. It's spacious and there's no effective heat insulation from the ceiling. It's like a prefabricated building. There's no attic and the heat from the sun transfers directly to the inside. Even if we turn on the air conditioning, it only has half the effect.
ロボット部よりかはマシよ。あっちは人数多いからムシムシするのよね。汗で。
Listening to Ageha's story, Kotori makes a face that says, ugh.
さてと、私こっちだから。
We get to the usual fork in the road where Ageha leaves us to go in the other direction.
じゃあね。
Hey, Ageha.
ん
Do you want to get some ice cream from the convenience store?
いいけど、なんで急に
You two were saying how hot it is, and I suddenly felt like eating one. You want to have one too, Kotori?
いいけど...
And Kotori seems to be thinking about Ageha being there when she answers. Okay, let's go. I start walking ahead. In the convenience store parking lot, I bite into the ice creams that I'd bought. Hanging out in front of the convenience store is one of the privileges of being a high school student. Ageha got watermelon flavor, Kotori got chocolate chip, and I chose vanilla monaca.
ハバネさんはカップ派か。棒のアイスは途中で溶けてきて、手がベトベトするから好きじゃないの。
Seems like everyone has their own preferences when it comes to ice cream.
ねえ、葵、シミュレーターどうだった？
I still don't really understand it. It was pretty tricky.
どこがどう難しいの？
It just feels kind of inconvenient, When I think about doing something, I'm not able to do it quickly. The feeling I get when I move it, the speed, it's quite easy to steer, though.
エルロンもラダーもエレベーターも風を受けなきゃ効果ないもんね。
That's right. Using the powers of wind to control the position of the aircraft. Of course, if the wind is strong, small movements of the controls have a big effect, and vice versa. However, the glider doesn't have an engine. You can't easily speed up or slow down. If you do one thing, it affects everything else, and that's what makes it difficult. You can't just think about the current situation, you have to act according to what will happen next. It means that experience is needed to ride this thing.
乗ってて気持ちよかった？
Well, to be honest, the simulator didn't feel that good at all. You are watching the screen, right?
なんていうか、すごいもどかしい感じだった。3D のシューティングゲームに比べると、圧倒的に爽快感がなかったわね。
Yeah, that's true.
実際に飛ぶのとは、やっぱり違うのかな？
I think so. I can imagine that somehow. How would it feel to fly through the sky in that thing, I wonder? It still feels a bit unclear.
いいなぁ。私も飛んでみたい。シミュレータならやってみればいいんじゃない？
You can control everything with your hands.
いい。今は葵くんがやるべき時だから。
I'll be patient for now. That's what it seems she was saying. Without thinking, Ageha and I look at each other.
じゃあ、早いとこ翼を作って、実際に飛べるようにしないとね。
Yeah. If I can quickly become able to fly by myself, I can take Kothari with me. I might be getting ahead of myself, but it's good to have a target.
チェー、外れか。残念。
Ageha finished eating her ice cream and threw the stick into the trash can. I finished eating too, so I could throw my wrapper into the trash can. What is that? And Kothari was still eating and hurriedly ate the last of her chocolate chip ice cream. It wasn't as bad as Hamane, but the way she ate kind of ruined her. Then she rushed over in her wheelchair and came to throw the cup into the trash can. Does she think that if she doesn't do it quickly, we'll leave her behind? While we were away from Kothari, Age had come up beside me.
気を使ってくれてありがとう。
What do you mean?
とぼけちゃって。私とハバネさんのために誘ってくれたんでしょ？
I don't know, did I? Looking at me as I quietly play dumb, Ageha smiled cheerfully.
お待たせ。
You didn't need to rush like that.
それじゃあ帰りますか。また明日ね。
Yeah, Wiedersehen.
さようなら。
We see Ageha off as she waves her hand. Then I push Kothari's wheelchair along the road back to the dormitory. After school, we went to the garage and saw large amounts of cardboard boxes and tin cans piled up.
いやあ、君たち。
What is all this?
ああ、ついに届いたのね。
Before Amane answers, Ageha comes in after us and her eyes sparkle as she looks on.
主翼を製作するための資材だ。外にまだあるから運ぶのを手伝ってくれないか？
Then, with a great deal of effort, we carry the materials. Ageha goes to check them off against the purchase order.
オッケー！全部来てまーす！よし。これでようやく翼が作れる！
Ageha is extremely enthusiastic.
この大きなのは何？でっかい割にやたら軽いけど。発泡スチロールだ。型を作るのに使う。型翼の長さは約8メートル。その型を取るんだから、かなりの量必要になるのよ。
Damn, that's like, what, 24 feet or something? God, that's longer than any car I've ever had. That must be why there are such large amounts of the other materials, too.
それが完成すれば飛べるようになるのよね。じゃあ早く作りましょう。
Kotori is also keen to start, but it's not like she knows how to make them. How do we make them? Is it some things that we can do here?
FRP で作るから多分特殊な機材はほとんどいらないと思う。広さ的にも問題ないんじゃないかな。ですよね、あまね先輩。うん。前もここで作ったしな。
But what is that FRP stuff? I'm not familiar with that term.
強化プラスチックのことだ。主翼を作るための素材になる。
Strengthened plastic? Even as I say it, it still doesn't make sense. The broken wings are propped up against the wall. They're smooth and hard to the touch. I thought it would be made from aluminum or something.
プラスチックなんかで割れちゃったりしないの?
Asks Kotori as she looks at the broken pieces.
それは大丈夫。ちゃんと作ればね。おかしいな。ちゃんと作ったのにな。
Amane goes deep into thought as she looks at the broken pieces next to Kotori.
FRP ってすっごい頑丈なの。プラスチックにガラス繊維を混ぜて強度を上げたものなんだけど、考え方は鉄筋コンクリートと同じかな。
Yeah, because I know a lot of like really exotic supercars are using that kind of shit now. But I don't think it's probably not the same. Well, a lot of them are also using carbon fiber reinforced plastics now, but that's a whole nother thing. I'm getting off track. Let me just get back into this. Reinforced concrete?
ほら、あれってコンクリートの中に鉄筋を通すじゃない？コンクリートは硬いけど、引っ張られたり曲げられたりする力に弱いの。鉄筋を通すことで、その弱点を補ってるわけ。FRP も同じで、硬いけど弾性率が低いプラスチックにガラス繊維を混ぜることで強化するの。
I see. I'll just go along with it for now. I'm not sure if I understand or not. As for the finer details, we'll probably learn those in class sooner or later. That's the kind of school this is.
どうして徹夜アルミじゃなく、その FRP っていうのを使うの?
Probably gotta be light in order to get up there.
いくつか利点があるんだけど、多分グライダー製作には最も適した素材なんじゃないかな。そうだな。現在グライダーの素材としては FRP がメジャーだ。強度はもちろんのこと、プラスチックなので金属で作るよりも軽量化できる。
There it is.
加工が簡単でコストも安め。後から補修もできるし、腐食もしない。
Amane agrees with each point with a nod.
ちなみに、FRP は意外と身近なものにも使われてるのよ。
What could those be?
車のバンパーや漁船の船体などがそうだな。公園のスワンボートとか、あとあれ、ケンタの店先に立ってるカーネルおじさん。
That's a KFC reference. Let's go. As she mentions the Colonel, Kotori and I nod in agreement. I've touched the Colonel statue many times, and also had silly photos taken next to it with my friends from the cycle racing club. So that's FRP, huh?
カーネルおじさんと同じ素材で、グライダーもできてるのか。
Kotori murmured, but I wasn't sure if she was happy because she felt the glider was somehow more familiar than she realized, or because her dream was shattered just a little. How exactly do we make them?
そうね、簡単に説明すると、まず型を作るでしょ、翼の。 それに FRP の素材を塗っていくんだけど、まずはこっちの
Agha opens one of the boxes that just arrived and pulls out some sort of cloth.
このガラスマットを敷くのね。これがさっき言ったガラス繊維。その上から樹脂を塗り、またガラスマットを敷いて、また塗ってって繰り返すの。あとはそれが固まるのを待って取り外して。
And it's complete?
まだよ。表面をピカピカに磨いて、塗装すれば完成。簡単そうね。今説明したのは、あくまでかいつまんでだからね。実際はもっと手順が多い。これだけ大きなものを作るとなると、普通のやり方じゃ通用しない場面も出てくる。まあ、一個ずつ進めていきましょう。先輩、設計図見せてもらっていいですか？
Let's see what we've got. As Agaha takes a look at the plans, she and Amane start discussing something.
なるほど。ここは分割して、後から接合するしかなさそうですね。しかし、そうすると重量の問題が出てくる。あまり重くすると、
The conversation moves on to things that we don't understand.
先輩、主翼作りなんですけど、私に任せてもらえませんか？構わないぞ。私がやるよりいいだろうからな。ありがとうございます！ハバネさん！
Kotari is surprised to hear her name called out all of a sudden. I think it's about time for them to start being more friendly towards each other, but...
何かしら。ハバネさんも手伝ってね。もちろん、そのつもりよ。
I'll help too.
葵はいいや。手が足りない時だけで、シミュレータの方を優先して。
Kotari gives me an uneasy glance. I'll leave it to you two, Zen.
おお、任された。
With that, Ageha became the one in charge of making the main wings, and Zen got to work on actually making them.
じゃあ、教えた通りやってみよっか。まず、発泡スチロールで型を作る。けど、ポリエステル樹脂が発泡スチロールを溶かすから、先に上からコーティング。
Until just now, Kotari had been taking Ageha's impromptu FRP course. She had been seriously taking notes and reads them back as they proceed with the book. By the way, for now it's just practice, so they're trying to make something not related to the main wings.
先にガラスマットを敷いて、その上からポリエステル樹脂をローラーでコロコロと。ダメ。もっとしっかり塗り込まないと。やってるわよ。隅っこの方はハケを使って。樹脂をつけすぎないで。わかってるわよ。うるさいな。気泡が残ってると空洞ができて、そこだけ強度が弱くなっちゃう。そしたら、また折れちゃうんだから。
As Amane stood beside me teaching me about piloting, she seemed to have a hurt expression on her face. Are you okay, Amane?
平気だ。
She answered, still with that hurt look about her. It seems like Amane has a complex about her lack of dexterity. Amane and I were doing pilot training using the simulator.
旋回中、ラダーの操舵量が少なかったり、タイミングが遅いと、打ち滑りを起こす。逆に、ラダーを使いすぎたり、タイミングが早いと、外滑りする。
Slipping in or slipping out are terms used to refer to diagonal movement of the glider. This is caused when you're trying to turn but the nose is not pointing in the right direction.
内滑りも外滑りも相対風に対してグライダーの向きがずれるから揚力の低下が発生してしまう。
That means that if the glider is moving through the air at a decent speed, even if there's no wind at all, it's still the same as if it were taking wind from the direction in which it was moving. That's what's known as relative wind. So if the glider is moving diagonally, the wind hits it diagonally too. This means if the glider takes the wind from the front, the functions of the aircraft are maximized. When Amane says that there'll be a reduction in lift, it's because it can't take the wind directly from the front.
旋回中はそうでなくても揚力が低下するから、内滑りや外滑りをするとかなりの高度をロスすることに。失礼します。
Akari Kumoi, the vice president of the student council, enters the garage.
やあ、副会長。
こんにちは、望月先輩。それから。
Guten Tag. Our eyes meet, so I lower my head in a bow.
こんにちは、水瀬くん。
Akari looks around the garage and nods with approval.
ちゃんと活動なさっているようですね。
ああ、まるで部活のようだろ。
She says with pride, because these are club activities after all.
ところで、何か用かい？
少し様子を見に来たんです。あの時は状況が状況だったので。
As you can see, we're doing very well. Oh, God.
ええ、見ればわかるわ。
For some reason, I feel that she has a bit of sharp tongue when talking to me. I don't know what's up with that. It seems like Vice President Akari Kumoi is looking at me like she's assessing me.
確かにお人よしそうな顔してるわね。悪人ではなさそうだけど。油断ならないわ。
What is it?
いえ、何でも。
Does she have a problem with me or something? Akari heads over to the other two working at the back of the garage.
少し見せてもらってもいいかしら。
あかりさん、どうぞどうぞ。こんなもんでどうかしら。いいんじゃないかな。
これは FRP ね。何を作っているの？
お皿よ。
お皿？
練習してるんです。グライダーの翼を作るんですけど、いきなり本番じゃ失敗した時困るんで。あとはこれが固まるのを待つのよね。そしたら磨いて色を塗って。
Kotari mumbled to herself as she checked her notes.
ハバネさん、使い終わったローラーやハケはすぐ洗い流した方がいいわ。樹脂が固まってしまうと使えなくなってしまうから。そうだ
った! And Kotari hurriedly goes to wash them. That was a close one. She almost ruined some of the equipment we just bought.
それから、硬化剤を混ぜた樹脂は温度が高いほど固まりやすいから、容器はなるべく日陰か涼しい場所に置くといいわ。
Kotari wiped her wet hands on her skirt and made a note of Akari's advice.
主翼作りは長丁場になるから、そういうことも考えておかないといけないんだね。
Ageha also looks like she's thinking seriously. After confirming that the other two were doing proper club activities, relieved, she came back over to us.
うまくいっているようですね。
あ
あ。Amane answered proudly. She looked happy to be praised like that.
ところで、実はもう一つ要件があるんです。
ん？副
副部長を決めていただけないでしょうか。
Second in charge? The other two working at the back of the garage stopped and turned their attention this way as well.
ええ。望月先輩はとても有能な方ですが、お一人では手が回らない場合もあるでしょう。そんな時、どなたかいていただいた方が、こちらとしても助かります。非常に。
Apart from Amane, everyone made a face that seemed to say, "Oh, I see." It's probably not just Akari, but all the other student council members in the past who would also have trouble with Amane. She's very unique, so sometimes she expresses ideas that differ from the general social norms. There was the issue of the club losing its status the other day, and the fact that she keeps repeating the year is a prime example of such. She's trying to say that she'd like someone to act as a middleman to keep things running smoothly, like a manager or something. But what you really mean is that you need someone to act as a mediator, right? From the few days I've spent with Amane, it seems that she isn't suited to being any sort of mediator. She decides the club's principles and therefore is the reason for it to exist, whereas the second in charge needs to bring everyone together to carry that out.
わかった。決めておくよ。
助かります。
Akari seemed relieved as she nodded and then glanced at me.
やはり、この水瀬葵が選ばれてしまうのかしら。
Oh?
かなこさんの話では人望はあるようだし、行動力にも富んでいる。ルックスも悪くは。
Are you coming on to me?
何を考えているの私は。
Oh God, you're coming on to me. What were you talking about, Zaya?
え?
You were saying something about me and looked like you were glancing over at me for a second.
見てないわ。自意識過剰よ、水瀬くん。私は、ソアリング部の活動状況を見ていただけです。
Oh, I see. Sorry. So, actually, she wasn't just glancing at me. She was staring.
では、私はこれで。
Now that she'd finished what she'd come to do, Akari left in a hurry. On the way out, she tripped over a cardboard box.
もう、何よ、この段ボール。
Once more, she went to leave.
何あれ。さあ、葵に気があるんじゃない？
So...
おお。
Oh boy. Why are you saying that all of a sudden?
だから副会長は葵くんのことをずっと見てたのか。やっぱり見てたんだ。これはあるね。
Oh my god, everyone's jealous. Nine, there isn't. Really? Come on. Let's all get back to work. I try to get them to drop it. Then Ageha and Kotori return to their work.
あいつ、ちょっと赤くなってない？だね。あかりさん、綺麗だもん。
Crap. I can hear you. Amane, what are you gonna do about that thing the vice president was talking about just now?
どうしようかな。誰かやりたい人はいるかい？
The two other girls look at each other for some reason, then look at me. Meish?
なんとなく。なんとなく。
You can't decide something like that by saying that's what it looks like. Let's think about this, Amane.
わかった。
She said as I try to reach a resolution to the problem I just brought up. What I mean is that everyone should keep mumbling to themselves to a minimum and concentrate on the task at hand.
もう、くぶちをずらしてる。 あれは意外にやる気満々だね。葵くんでいいと思うんだけどな。
Everyone was muttering to themselves as they got back to work. And I think we just talked ourselves into sort of a vice presidential gig.
もう帰らなきゃいけないのか。
And with that, I think I'm actually gonna leave it off here. So, till next time, it's been your German boy. Auf Wiedersehen.